What up, what up? It's your boy Real Talk and I'm back. Now, today, I decided to check out a Kevin Samuels video because I ain't just watched the Kevin Samuels video in a couple months, actually. And I just looked through his little playlist and see what he came out with recently. And I ran across his video titled, "Are You a Lion or Tiger?" And that seemed kind of interesting to me because I like to watch stuff in the animal kingdom. I like to watch like National Geographic and Animal Planet and all that shit because I just like, nature. I like nature, period. But while I was watching this video, he eventually had this analogy that he spoke on about hyenas. And what he said, it clicked something in my head. It's like, damn, this was like, I don't know where he got this analogy from. Well, actually, I do know now, because I watched a different video that he also put on his in his live. I also watched that one, and I'm gonna let y'all watch both of these clips because it explains the black community to a T. And I get it that a lot of people don't like comparing humans with animals. I know y'all don't like that, but at the end of the day, humans are also mammals, so we can be compared to other animals. We can. That's just how it happens. We can be compared to different animals in the animal kingdom because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, we are mammals as well. Now, we are intelligent mammals and others aren't, but we're still mammals. So here's the clip that Kevin Samuels was talking about hyenas. Check it out.
You mess around and get a hyena mindset, a hyena mindset. Understand something. Hyenas are 180 degrees opposite from tigers. It's a matriarchy. The clan is run by the female. She's larger than the males. The clan is run by the females. The males eat after the children. Why do males die quicker? Why? Because males have to eat what's left, and male hyenas tend to survive off of scraps and bone. This is why oftentimes people map the black community and look at similarities in the animal kingdom and say, look at the uncomfortable similarities. The female hyena gives birth through an organ that resembles a schlong, a penis.
So when Kevin Samuels was talking about this, my initial thought was, why is he comparing the black community to hyenas? And then everything he was saying, I'm like, I gotta really dig and do some research on this. And I don't even think this is true. You see what I'm saying? Because I like watching the animal kingdom because I like lions for some reason. I guess because I'm a Leo, I just happen to like lions a lot. And I did a little study on hyenas as well because hyenas are a fascinating group of animals. For some reason, they are very fascinating. They're scavengers. That's all I really knew about them, that they were scavengers and they carried a lot of diseases. That's all I really knew about hyenas, you understand? But I didn't know like how they ran their pack too much. So I checked out this other video, which he also put in his live, and I watched it myself. I looked it up and I watched it, and I'm like, okay, so that's where he got that from. I can agree with that. So check out this video, and I'm gonna explain that further as well. Here we go.
And like all male spotted hyenas, his life sucks. Babyhood is actually the pinnacle of a male hyena's life. Itty-bitty cubs of both sexes rank just below their moms, who make up the entire top of the clan's social hierarchy. So cubs have decent access to food, sleeping spots, and everything else. But male cubs' glory days are short. Females generally don't like mating with males from the clan they grew up in. It's probably nature's way of avoiding inbreeding. So once males turn 2 or so, they leave their clan and strike out on a lonely, dangerous search for a clan with better mating prospects. Lots of other mammalian males do the same thing, but for them, the transition to a new group is an opportunity to challenge high-ranking individuals and increase their social standing. Not so for male hyenas. They endure aggressive hazing by the new clan before even being allowed to join. And once a male does gain acceptance, he becomes the very lowest ranking hyena in the pecking, or bone-cracking order. The tastiest food rarely makes its way down to him, and there's no way to move up the social hierarchy besides simply waiting, either for new males to join the clan below him or for males ahead of him to die. No adult male will ever top a single female, resulting in a female-dominated hierarchy. This is all weird. Unlike most mammals, male hyenas are subordinate to females, which is probably because, unlike most mammals, female hyenas are bigger and meaner than males, which is probably thanks to their need to stand up for their offspring in this kind of crazy feeding frenzy. And, unlike pretty much all mammals, physically fit or socially capable individuals can't make their way to the top of hyena society to do most of the decision and baby making. They're the only social mammals we know of with such a rigid hierarchy, and we don't yet know why. We do know the outcome, though. Male hyenas like Scarface end up plagued with injuries from harassment and hazing, endure prematurely worn down teeth from eating too many bones, and on average only live half as long as females do. The best they can hope for is that, at the end of the day, they'll have left behind a few cubs, which is not the best for the ones that turn out to be males.
So her first point was this: how babyhood and childhood in a hyena is like the pinnacle of a male hyena's life. Now understand this, let's compare this to the black community. Black men. How many times do you hear a black woman say that they will not feed the man first? They will always make sure their kids are fed first before the man. That's a good comparison right there. Now, let's get to her next point. A male hyena leaving his clan or family, his original family, and go to another family and try to establish a hierarchy there. Now, let's look at the black community. A black man or a black boy, when he becomes a certain age, all right, he leaves his original family to make another family. Now, in between that family and the next family, he's single. That's the single. That's what she was talking about, that lonely trek to another family. That's the single, being single. And really, even though it's lonely, I think that's the best part of a man's life, is him being single, to be honest with you. But I digress. When he tries to go to another family, he experiences a bunch of hazing. You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. Black men ain't shit. Black man always cheating. You know, all this loud talking, probably getting his ass whooped by his woman. All this shit happens in the black community a lot. But also understand this, to her point. When that male does join another family, first of all, why black men decide to join another family is beyond me, because keyword, another family. This black woman already has a family. She already has kids. So you will never, as a black man, be above her kids. To that lady's point that she said, he will never go above a certain notch, which is, first of all, her, and second of all, her kids. He will never rise above that. Now, to her next point. Her next point is this: unlike most animals in Animal Kingdom, the males are subordinate to the females. And why is that? Because the females are bigger and more aggressive than the males are with hyenas. Now, let's look at the black community, shall we? In the black community, black men and black women, be honest with yourselves. Who is normally the bigger of the two, the black man or the black woman? Because if you look and actually research this as well, you can see it in your own community, and you also research it online. Black women now outweigh their black man. Black women now are bigger than black men. The average black woman is bigger than the average black man now. This is the only group of people where the woman outweighs the man. Not only that, but the black woman tends to be more aggressive, more loud, wants to fight more than the black man does. And if you look at this chart, it pretty much shows that in the United States, just Americans are just overweight by nature. That's just what it shows. But if you look, black men, 70% of black men are overweight or obese, while black women, 80% of black women are overweight or obese. That's 4 out of 5 black women just obese, just gone. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the whites, 75% of white men are overweight or obese. That's more than black men, right? So white men typically weigh more than black men do. Now, white women, 64%. So it shows here that not only do white men outweigh black men, but it also shows that white women do not outweigh their man. They don't. But our black women do definitely outweigh their man, 80% to 70%. That's an issue. And I see this a lot in our community as well. Like when a black man and a black woman gets together, generally the man does way more than a woman, generally when they first get together. Now, 10 to 20 years down the line, if they make it that far, it flips. She starts to weigh more than him, which is an issue because you don't see that anywhere else. Even in other communities, when a man and a woman get together, the man weighs more than a woman, and even 10 to 20 years down the line, he still weighs more than a woman does, all right? That don't happen in our community. It flips. If she ain't already weighing more than him, she eventually will weigh more than him. That's a problem. And if y'all don't see a problem with that, something wrong with y'all. And I don't want to hear nothing about it's in my genetics. I have a problem with whatever the fuck y'all always say I got a problem with, or y'all want to blame your kids for it. I got fat because I had all these kids. Whatever. You never hear any other race of women say this, that it's because of my kids that I have a weight problem, or because of my genetics, something wrong with me as to why I'm so fat. They never say this. They either lose the damn weight or they don't. More than likely, they lose it eventually, especially if they got kids. They get back in shape. They get back thinner. All right. That's just what happens. That don't happen with black women. Nowadays, I see a lot more black women working out, trying to lose weight, and that is great. That's excellent. But we need a lot more doing that because black women generally are still way the fuck overweight. All right, that's an issue. But this whole video, Kevin Samuels, he was on point when he pretty much compared the black community to hyenas. Because if you look at it, it's pretty much the case. I'm not saying we're hyenas. All right, I'm not saying that. But if we were to be in an animal, if we were to be animals, if we were to be non-intelligent animals, we would probably be hyenas because our community is very matriarchal. Our woman outweighs us. The woman puts her kids on a pedestal more than they do their own man on a pedestal. They don't do none of this. So yes, we will be classified as hyenas if we were non-intelligent animals. And not to mention the fact, I'm going to throw this out here too, just to prove my point some more. Black community are scavengers. Like black women are looking for handouts more than anybody else in our country. Black women ask for more handouts. More black women are on Section 8 than any other demographic of people. That is the case. And we as black people do carry more diseases than anybody in the country. All right. That's just the case. And just like hyenas are scavengers and they carry a lot of diseases, black folks the exact same way. I'm not trying to bash it. I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's just the truth. That's what it is. It's researchable. Go look it up. But Kevin Samuels spoke some truth. I had to give him his props, and that was a great analogy that he made on the black community and hyenas. But anyway, this is your boy Real Talk, and I'm gone.